All right, this video is to review how to convert an equation for a circle in what's called conic form to standard form. And to do this, we're going to use completing the square. If you don't remember how to complete the square, there's a video included previously in the unit, and we reviewed it. So if you need to take a review of that, definitely do that before finishing this video. So when I see an equation of a circle in this form, as you see here with the two examples, and we're asked to convert it to standard form, we can also think of that as center radius form. We want it to be in a form where we can get the center and radius immediately from the equation. So my first step to doing that is always going to be to take this constant, like in this first example here, plus 65, and I'm going to move it to the other side of the equation. So I'm going to start by subtracting 65 from both sides. And so on the left, those will cancel, and I'll have negative 65 on the right-hand side now. Along with that, what I want to do at this stage is I want to go ahead and group all of my terms that involve an x and all of my terms that involve a y together. So that simply means I'm going to rewrite this thing as x squared plus 6x and then I'm going to leave a space to complete the square. Because remember, in completing the square, we're going to come up with a new constant so that these two terms form, with a third term, form a perfect square trinomial. So I'm going to leave a space, then I'm going to write plus y squared minus 18y, and again I'm going to leave another space for the y's. Now, we're going to complete the square not once, but twice. So what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to divide 6 by 2, which gives us 3, and 3 squared becomes 9. You know what, let's write this division off to the side. So again, I'm taking 6 divided by 2 squared, and that will give us 9. Then what I need to do is I need to look at the y. So here, the b value for the y equation is negative 18. So I'm going to take negative 18 divided by 2 squared. Well, that would be negative 9 when I divide it by 2, and 9 squared will be 81. So that's going to be plus 81. Now remember, to keep something balanced, if I add something to one side of the equation, I also have to add it to the other. Because really, I'm introducing new values here. So I'm going to say plus 9, plus 81. Now that all I need to do is come back and I need to factor the first 3 terms with the x's and the second 3 terms with the y's. So I'm going to look at the x's first. I need 2 things that multiply to be 9 but add up to be 6. So this is going to be x plus 3 squared plus, and now looking at the y's, I need 2 things that multiply to be positive 81 but add up to be negative 18. Well, that's going to be a negative 9 and a negative 9. So we're going to have y minus 9 squared. And then I need to add these terms over here on the left. So negative 65 plus 9 would give us a negative 56. And then I'd take 81 minus 56. All right, so 81 minus 50 would give us 31, minus another 6 will make it 25. And here is the equation of my circle in standard form. And what we should be able to realize is that the center of this circle will be at -3, +9, and the radius of the circle will be 5, because we always take the square root of the right-hand side. Let's take a look at another example. Let's take a look at number 2 here. So we have x squared plus y squared minus 2x plus 18y plus 19. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to move the constant to the right-hand side. On the left, those will cancel out. And I'll be left with -19 on the right. Now, at the same time, I want to go ahead and group things that are alike or have the same variable, not necessarily alike. X squared minus 2x, leave a space. Then we'll have y squared plus 18y. And now we're going to go ahead and complete the square. So I'm going to start with my -2x here. We're going to complete the square on the x's first, okay? So I'm looking at the -2. I'm going to say -2 divided by 2 squared. Well, -2 divided by 2 gives us -1, and -1 squared would be 1. So we're going to add a 1 here. And like last time, remember, if I add something to one side of the equation, I've got to add it to the other. Let me move some of this over so we don't get confused with what we're doing here. I'm going to move that over a little bit further. There we go. And so now we're going to go ahead and complete the square on the y. So in this case, I'm going to take the 18y, or just the 18, divide it by 2, and I'm going to square it. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 9 squared will be 81. So I'm going to add 81 in here to make those second three terms a perfect squared trinomial. And I'll add 81 on this side as well. And now I just need to factor twice. So I need two things that multiply to be +1, but will add up to be -2. Well, that's going to be -1 and -1, so this will be x minus 1 squared plus, and let's see, I need two things that multiply to be 81 but add up to be +18. Well, that's going to be +9 and +9, so we'll have x plus 9 squared. And now I just need to combine the terms on the right-hand side. So I have -19 plus 1. That'll give us a -18. And then I need to do 81 minus 18, which will be 81 minus 10 would be 71, minus another 8 would be 63. And so the center of this thing will be at 1, -9, and it will have a radius of the square root of 63. Probably need to simplify that, and I believe it's going to be 3 times the square root of 7. But that's going to be our standard form for the equation of that circle.